Last week, Nightly News interviewed Communities Minister Ronald Bulkan on the 5.7 million US dollars out of court's settlement with BK International in connection with the Hag's Bosch Dumpsite located at Eccles Backlands on the east bank of Demerara. The People's Progressive Party had scrapped the contract with BK International in February of 2015, saying that the company had failed to reach its deadlines and that the company had committed a number of breaches of contract. BK in March of 2015 had filed a High Court injunction to overturn that decision. Among other things, Minister Bulkan told Nightly News that BK was not paid for 2 years and that he believed the 5.7 million US dollars settlement was reasonable, since it will save the public purse millions. He told of how BK was asking for 10 million US dollars, but a media report surfaced on Sunday stating that there are no documents to show that BK was indeed asking for 10 million US dollars.
Our government? How could it be free money?
Because they're saying that there were no court documents to show so that
But are you going to blame me for their incompetence? I don't know what is their position. I caused an appeal to be filed. When I went into that ministry, the ministry was advising me that we must pay millions to BK. And I asked, so what? And they said, well, the government was in breach. And I said, well, I'm not accepting that. And so I interrogated the matter. BK had to bring in his team. The Minister of Communities brought his team. And the same Attorney General Sabins and their team. And those are a whole set of people had to work on that thing. So I don't know what they're talking about, one person.
The minister pointed out that the settlement with BK was not concluded at the behest of one or two persons, but that it was a government decision. He explained that similar matters were inherited by the government.
I actually brought the parties together to find out what was happening in the matter. But at the end of the day, the cabinet has to make a decision on all of the settlements if we're going to settle. And as I said to you, we inherited a lot of cases that were not properly prosecuted nor vigorously prosecuted. And the BK case was one of those.
The minister said, though, that he will not give relevance to media houses that continuously attack him without knowing the facts of a matter.
Well, I can't speak to what Kaicho News is looking for. What I wish to address, though, is that Kaicho News is suggesting that the Attorney General has some role in some act that they're talking about. And the last time they made an allegation like that, I actually corrected them, if you all recall, that the Attorney General alone can't settle any matter. First thing, we are the government's lawyers, and when the ministries have a problem, they come to the government's lawyer.
Former Auditor General Anand Golsaran, in his weekly article Accountability Watch, concluded that the government acted correctly. Golsaran recalled that the IDB had threatened to cease funding the project if BK International was not removed from the site. One underlying point in Mr. Golsaran's article is, had the government resisted BK International in the courts, BK would have remained on the site, but no work would have been done, since the matter would have been pending in courts, and the solid waste situation could have become unmanageable. But Mr. Golsaran also concluded that it would have been more appropriate for an independent third party to be part of the negotiations between BK International and the government to lend transparency to the issues at hand. Royd and James, HGP Nightly News.